Hello, fellow food freaks. Welcome back. Today we've got some stuff that I think could be good, could be bad. I feel like I'll be very objective today because I just ate so much fucking food that if something's even a little bit gross, you'll get the full reaction. One of these things is small and one of them is big. I'm not going to eat the entire thing of the big one, but I'll eat it as much as I can. And there's a special new part of the format that I've been wanting to do that is completely unrelated to food. So, you know, with that being said, let's get to it. So our first item, you'll never guess what kind of candy it is. It is ye old KitKat. This is a Ghost Toast KitKat. Generally, you know, it's a pretty boring packaging. I don't often see the tiny ones with this kind of very, I don't know how to describe it. It's very boring. Like it looks like the front of a cereal box. So like there's never that much good design on it. They just want you to see what flavor it is so that you'll think the flavor is good. They're not that worried about the design. This one has kind of a shitty little ghost holding two pieces of what looks like the, what is it called? The French Toast Crunch, like the cereal. And I think it's supposed to be cinnamon toast flavored, which could mean that they're gonna try to go for like a buttery flavor. So let's get it out of the way. Pre-break it, as always. And, oh, wow. Okay, no, I didn't expect this. Now, I did not expect this, and you all can fucking laugh at me for this, but that is bright orange. That is bright orange. I could see that through my sunglasses. It's kind of a sherbet color, but like, honestly, for these Kit Kats, that is bright orange. I do not like it at all on its first sight. I can see the cookie through it. It's got that transparency to it that, again, we've talked about. You know, it doesn't look like food, but let's give it a whiff. Wow, that smells like a stick of gum. I'm not super excited about this. Honestly, I wanted to say that it didn't even smell buttery, but it kind of smells. It also kind of smells like the fake buttercream frosting, like that you might get at a store. Oh, it is melting. Okay, I'm gonna eat it. It's actually far from putrid. It's got a very like a white chocolatey flavor to it, which you lore heads know is not my favorite thing. It's not something I like, honestly, even a little bit, but the flavor is kind of mild. It does actually have like a buttery texture to it. And let me get another bite at this. Huh. I got a high candy taste at the end. You know, like candy. Like not something you usually taste on a chocolate bar, even if it was like a white chocolate bar. It's very high candy. Almost like the amaretto kind of flavor, or like almond extract, or like a cherry flavored candy. Like that kind of like high candy flavor. But not bad. Not bad. Honestly, I really thought I was going to hate that. And like I said, I just ate and had like cake and ice cream. So if that was not good, you would have seen it in my face. I liked that. I thought that was good. I really wouldn't get it again. I don't think, but luckily it was seasonal, so I don't have to worry about that shit anymore. I'm trying to think if I have really anything else to say about it, because it was just kind of fine. Very, very passable for one of these. Okay, item number 2. Hershey's Milklicious. Ding. So I will say that this, to me, I noticed it and it stuck out to me because of how much it doesn't look like a Hershey's product. And I think Hershey's has some really boring but safe and effective packaging. I think Hershey's has packaging that makes it look like it's going to be really good, really flavorful, really filling. And it is not. It tastes like Hershey's chocolate, which tastes like nothing else on the planet Earth. If you like it, I mean it in a good way. If you don't like it, I mean it in a bad way. So this is supposed to be milk chocolate with a creamy chocolate milk filling. And so the middle is supposed to taste like chocolate milk. And that presents a challenging concept to me. It's milk chocolate with chocolate milk inside. And like I already feel gross thinking about it, but let's do it anyway. Okay, that's neat. So this one actually has, oh wow, that is not what so it has like these lines of them where you're like supposed to break it apart, almost like a KitKat, but instead of being like 2, it's actually 8 little chunks of chocolate and they're connected at the top and bottom. And they're little cows. I don't know if you can see that, but they are like little cows. It smells like Easter chocolate. It smells exactly like Easter chocolate. And it looks a little grayer than Hershey's chocolate usually does. Okay. So it has a very velvety kind of like texture to it. And I forgot to smell it. I'll smell it after this. It tastes exactly like Easter chocolate, but it has the velvety taste of like a really good import chocolate. Like a velvety texture, not taste, of like melty, velvety, kind of coats your tongue a little bit. Not my favorite, TBH. It honestly comes across as a very seasonal item, but I don't know what season it belongs to. It's like it's not an Easter time chocolate, but it does just taste like Easter chocolate. And that's not really bad, it just doesn't, it's never, I feel like you eat one piece of Easter chocolate and you're done for the whole season. It's very cheap tasting, very like just very sugar, yeah, whatever. Not great. I really can't think of it's fine. It was not gross. It was not gross at all, but it wasn't great. I wouldn't eat the whole thing. I probably am gonna share this with my wife. But it's okay. And I don't know if I talked enough about the packaging. The packaging has this really soft, cute baby blue color, and then this really kind of desaturated chocolate brown for the edges. Again, I'll show it off. Like it is very soft and light in color, which again makes me feel like it's Eastery, but it's not really like a seasonal thing. But I definitely wouldn't get it again. But if you like, if you like Easter chocolate, I'm not gonna fucking tell you that you're wrong. You can like it. And if you like Easter chocolate, I would actually suggest that. I would. But for me, I'm going to put it away now. And we're going to move on to the next segment, which is a complete non-food related segment. And this is just about me. So you have to enjoy this. Okay, so here's what I'm doing. We're adding in a bionicle element. These are a couple of my bionicle mocks. They are, I if you don't know anything about that, you know, you're just here for the food stuff. Bionicle is a Lego theme. It's retired, but it started in 2001 and it went until I think 2008, and then it got revived, and then it lasted for I think a year or two, but it's gone now, retired, never coming back, rest in peace, but we still play with it, us in the community. So let me talk about my two characters. I'm done explaining, I'm not going to explain any lore to you. If you want to know more, just go to the wiki. So this is my self-mock, which means a character that I made for myself. Mock stands for my own creation. She is basically, you know, she's supposed to be me, more or less. She's very bug themed, and I love bugs. I love centipedes, beetles, all that. She's very inspired by a beetle. She has these big beetle-like pinchers on her back, like almost like a Hercules beetle or an Atlas beetle. But and her weapons even have this kind of like beetle-like clamper in them. She has these double jointed legs. They have a double joint to them, and then they have an ankle articulation, which is very important to me. And then something I do with all my TOA is I give them waist articulation, because I feel like it makes it so I can make really, really dynamic poses at the cost of kind of not being able to design the mid-torso all that much. It has to be a little more technical, a little more exposed bits. But, you know, that's fine. I think that I'm good enough at figuring out when enough is enough on that. Her torso is also Technic built. It's built around one Bionicle piece specifically, which is like, it ends up being a back plate. I can kind of show it to you. But it is, it's a chest plate that I have turned into a back plate. And it's where her little things are mounted on. They can also fold down like this for a lower profile. She can have a kind of a, you know, just a lower profile. She has twin spears, and they're cool. I think my favorite part of this build is the legs. I have a kind of a, like, I think this is kind of common in the community, but you end up building around a leg a lot of the time. You'll build legs, and then you'll decide that is the center of the build. And that's whatever. This is another character that I've made. Oh, sorry. Her name is Ahsoke, and yeah, she's a Toa of Earth, and she's like a team player, but she's also very like a commie. She's always talking about unity and the greater message and the greater goal, you know, like she's very like, she wants everything to work out. She's kind of like she would be on a poster. She would be the woman from like a propaganda poster for the USSR, like a tough farming woman or a woman holding a PPSH. Like, that's her. She's great. I love her. She's me. She lives over here now. This is another one I made. This is a Matoran, but he's a weaponized Matoran. He's not so feeble and small as they usually are. These are my custom builds. With everything I build, I make all of them different. Like, none of my Toa or Matoran are the same build. They are all different. He's got a big sword and a shield. You know, he's fun. His name is Yata, and he's a Matoran of sound. He doesn't really have much use of that power yet because he's a Matoran. He has a mask that, it's just a Huna right now, but I don't think, which is the mask of invisibility, but I don't really, I mean, it doesn't matter. He doesn't use it. But he's got a big old sword. He's got a big old shield. And he very much wants to be like this big hero type. Like, he's not like cocky, but he thinks that he's going to be the one who saves everyone, and he wants to be that. But he honestly is not smart enough to be that. He's kind of dumb. So it's not his destiny. But he's still great. We love him. My favorite part of his build is he has a really complex torso build, but honestly my favorite part is just how I've employed the armor on the arm there, giving him that big heavy shoulder. Just kind of makes him look really sturdy for how small he is, and it allows for having like a full arm block if you were to block with it. Whoops. Whatever. Anyway, Okay, that just about wraps it up, except I have to do a micro review. And my micro review today, I think, will just be that I have had for breakfast today, I had cinnamon rolls from like the tube. And I really gotta say, on a Saturday morning, you know, I just worked my whole week. I work in a fucking factory, it's tiring. I wake up, my wife's like, ooh, what are we gonna do for breakfast? And I'm like, I don't fucking know. I wanna relax. And then they're like, you know what we can do? We have a big old tube of them. Throw those bad boys in the oven, make the frosting. It's really just so easy. And like, they taste fine. They could be better, but like, they're not gross. And that's a huge thing for me, if you've noticed. If you've put this together so far, I love it when the food's just not gross. I don't have that high of a standard. For like my breakfast at least. And those things just really do the job. So I really can't recommend it enough as a breakfast. But, you know, that's the end of the review. That's the end of the micro review. So I want you all to remember to keep on crunching, because you'll never know when you'll have your last snack.